Which character from Shakespeare are you? So I did actually enjoy the quiz a lot when I played it, and although there were relevant questions, it wasn't bad on the whole. 8 questions altogether decide which character from Shakespeare you are. Not much more to say than that. The reason I call this number 6 is because even though the image setup is decent, I'm not entirely sure I can even count this as a game. With only these 8 questions, the quiz is barely 5 minutes long, but I still thought it was worth acknowledging on this week's list nonetheless. Macbeth, the text adventure. The Macbeth text adventure is a game which has you follow the play Macbeth from the main character's perspective. Admittedly, unlike the Hamlet text adventure, you can select certain words which allow you to progress the story, but this is the only upside of the game. I still cannot figure out how the hell you get the guards which visit drunk. There's no underlined word, I can't clean those stupid cups, I'm literally just going to conclude the game is broken. You can try the game for yourself if you think you can find the solution, and if you do, please spam the answer in the comment section below. Little Romeo and Juliet, the Lilliput Tale. Okay, so here comes the first Romeo and Juliet game. Little Romeo and Juliet is a game about Romeo and Juliet if they were children. Rather than follow the traditional text, Romeo runs away from what is presumably one of Juliet's relatives. Romeo then saves Juliet's relative from falling, and then Romeo and Juliet are allowed to live happily ever after. Completely the opposite of what happens in the actual production. The gameplay feature is a simple spot the difference puzzle, and each stage is a picture which progresses the plot. And they also spelt little wrong. Just wanted to point that out. They spelt it with only one freaking T. Pretty bad thing to do, game. On the whole, it's playable, I guess. Hamlet, the text adventure. Like the Macbeth text adventure, Hamlet the text adventure is a game where you follow the story from Hamlet's perspective. As far as I can tell, the text does follow the original play, but unlike the Macbeth adventure, Hamlet doesn't have any words you can click on to progress the plot, and the text appears much more sassy for a Shakespeare play. Still, the addition of a progress bar, and the fact that the game isn't completely broken but just really difficult makes the game reasonably enjoyable. You'll still find you want to kill everyone in the room you're in, however. Beat the Bard. Out of all the games on this list, Beat the Bard is one of the more simplistic games, but that doesn't stop it being fun. It's basically a game of top trumps using Shakespeare characters against a computer. Whoever gets all 20 cards by outmatching their opponent's cards wins. The game can get surprisingly tense, as the CPU can completely turn the tables if you give it any leeway. Although the game lacks multiplayer and won't last longer than 10 minutes for one session, I still think a Shakespeare fan would really have fun with this game. Romeo, wherefore art thou? So even though this game apparently got 22 million plays according to an article I found, this isn't the reason Romeo, wherefore art thou is on the top of this list. Compared to the other games, Romeo, wherefore art thou has a lot of effort put into it for a Shakespeare game. There are 10 levels altogether, with you playing as Romeo to find Juliet, presumably. You jump across platforms and defeat enemies to find all the roses on a level, then find Shakespeare himself to progress to the next level. There are many improvements that could be made, such as the low-grade art style and simplistic mechanics, but then again, there's a lot you can do in this game. Because of this, Game of the Week is Romeo, Wherefore Art Thou?